What's going on, you guys? Mikey Construction 25 Garage here. I just got up this morning and ate my breakfast, and I'm gonna get ready to take a shower at 10:30 a.m. to get cleaned up. As you can tell, I did get cleaned up yesterday before I ate my lunch when I was mowing my grass. I got my whole front yard finished, but I still got a little bit left to do, but my weeder head won't even spin no more, so I'm gonna have to try to fix it. So today is June 4th, 2025, but today is the actual 21st anniversary of a killdozer rampage in Grandby, Colorado by John's brother, Marvin Heemyer. In case you're all wondering what bulldozer he was running, it was a Komatus D355A. It all started out when Marvin Heemyer was born on August 31st, 1950s. And his brother John Heemyer was born on that same day, 1989. That was the older brother, Marvin Heemyer. So, back in the year, Marvin Heemyer always wanted to become a business welder repairman who loves to repair mufflers on vehicles and construction equipment. He was also a contract welder who always loved repairing mufflers and stuff, and putting stuff together. And then a couple years later, he moved up to Grandby, Colorado because he was on vacation because he loves snowmobiling. And that's the reason why he moved up there. And then the year of 1995, I'm not sure what year, some concrete contractor, Cody, who built a concrete plant right by next to his muffler shop, and Marvin Heemyer was refusing to connect to the sewer that goes to the city. And he was just definitely frustrated with him because he thinks they were putting him out of business, but unfortunately that wasn't true. And then that time, his brother John Heemyer bought the Komatus D355A. He was going to be planning on using it to do landscaping on his farm property that he bought about 10 miles. It was about 10 seconds away from the town in Grandby, Colorado. And then Marvin Heemyer come up with a plan, decided to pretend borrowing the bulldozer. He was out to his brother's farm and pretending asking him, "Hey, do you mind if I use that bulldozer for a couple days for a construction job out to the quarry?" And his brother John Heemyer told him, "Why do you need it?" "Well, the company needs a dozer for the quarry, so I figured I might want to have it for it. I'll give it back to you for about a couple weeks, or maybe a couple months." Alright, just don't do anything stupid with it, okay? By that time when he pretend borrowing it, he actually stole it. He stole it from his brother and bought the armored sheet metal and concrete and built it as a killdozer. He spent more than a year and a half building that thing with foot-thick armor. He had cameras on each side of the machine. At the front, at the sides, at the back. And then Marvin made a record voice tape and then tell everybody why he was going crazy. But he decided to go crazy and destroy the town for no reason. But some of you people may call him a hero, but some people do not call him a hero. And then on May 31st, 2004, John Heemyer started to realize that his bulldozer was actually stolen. I figure he definitely went up to his wife and told her, "Honey, I think my brother Marvin Heemyer had stolen my bulldozer." And his wife started to realize if that was true, then if that was the case, then she knew his brother was up to no good. And then June 4th, on this day today, he started destroying the town. He plowed through the muffler shop, out of that big garage. If you've seen the previous videos of interviewing with the killdozers voters by Whistling Diesel, if you go to his channel and see that video, you will see that muffler shop. That same place where Marvin worked at, that was where the killdozer was built. But Whistling Diesel had a komatus D355. It's not a D355A. But let me explain some little bit of difference. The original killdozer had one giant ripper in the middle. But Whistling Diesel's bulldozer had two giant rippers in the back. And the throttle is right here on the left, just like on the Cat D9H. The D355A had a throttle about right over here, right beside here, on your gear selector control. And it's got these hand levers right here where you could steer the machine. But I don't know if everybody is still continuing using them bulldozers for work, but I don't know how they never used them because the way how slow the dozers are, but some people call them junk, but I don't know how they managed to handle that. But I was out for a little drive in the country looking for it, and I don't even see one, but only machines I saw is a Cat D9H. But it didn't have a for sale sign on it, but I'm only going to a mini excavator that's got a blade on it with a bucket and a thumb instead of a whole bulldozer on my property, because that's going to be a waste of time and money. So I think I'm just going to be recommending to get in the mini excavator that's got a blade and a thumb and a bucket instead. But I don't plan on buying any attachments for for the excavator like a mulcher and a hammer, including the finish mower, but I don't want to buy any attachments for it. I'm only just going to go with the bucket and the thumb instead on the excavator. But after when Marvin heemyer destroyed half of the town, he got the radiator overheating. It was pouring diesel fuel and hydraulic oils and hydraulic fluids all over the ground. And then he turned over to the gimbal shop and plowed right through it. And then the scraper came by and blocked him inside. When he was going halfway through, he didn't notice there was a basement over there, and that right track had sunk into the basement and the dozer got stuck. And he tried to wiggle it side to side, but unfortunately it shut off. He had himself welded inside with no way out. And then after that, when he shot and killed himself, his brother John heemyer decided to let the scrapyard company take that dozer away to make a lot of money out of it and fix the city. John told him, you guys could, you people can take it away. I just don't want it anymore. I'm just gonna buy me a mini excavator instead. And that's what they told him, and they did agree to him. And they also allowed him to take the guns with him that Marvin had. And he actually let him went inside and get the key out of the machine, because he's got another komatus dozer, but it's a bit more modern. But it was a little bit smaller one, so he decided to go for a smaller one instead. It was a komatus D39X mini dozer. So that's what he bought as a replacement, including he bought a Kubota mini excavator. But I just started realizing that bulldozer was stolen, and it did belong to somebody. It did belong to John heemyer. He was never like Marvin heemyer, but he doesn't act like him. But even that, I usually don't want to act stupid in public the whole times no more. But I used to when I was a baby, but unfortunately I don't. But I always behave, and I always do follow the rules, and I always follow the laws, and I always respect other people that's around me. But every time if I was working on a lawnmower in the evening, my neighbors don't have a problem. They don't have a problem with me. But I did talk to Uncle Jim. And Jim said sometimes you sometimes do work in the night. If you want to for a little bit, you always got to go to bed around 10 o'clock or 9:30. Because you always got to respect your neighbors, but you always do have to mow around 9:30 in the morning. Or sometimes you do eat your breakfast during that time and you want to wait for a little. That's totally up to you. But we don't fight each other, but we don't fight. We respect each other a lot. But even that, I was actually a construction excavator operator. I always wanted to dream big and wanted to become an excavator operator. But unfortunately, I really do want to have a lot of money, so that way I can definitely purchase my own excavator for doing work on my farm. It's just something I want to use as a toy to play with. And sometimes I use it for doing little chores around by clearing dead trees off my hill and setting the logs up into logling, and use some of the logs to give to my Uncle Jim to do some carving, and some I can use to make log seats. So that's what I'm actually going to do. And I think I may end up getting into lawnmower repair stuff, but I was about to get ready to clean the carburetor on the Yard Machine's lawnmower that my dad found out what the problem is. There was a very tiny mole inside of the carburetor, and it got clogged up, and there was a little tiny ball that looked like little rabbit turds. When it blocked, and that's why the carburetor wouldn't prime and the lawnmower won't stay running. That's what causes your lawnmower not to run. You have to clean your carburetor each time before you use it. I did have that lawnmower for about almost 3 years. That thing is 3 years old. It's been about 3 years since I done a video of it a while back. And for now, the carburetor is just going to have to get clean. But it still runs, but I did put some fresh motor oil in it. Because I changed the oil. But I thought the oil was definitely the problem. But unfortunately, that was the carburetor problem. It just definitely needs a little bit of cleaning. But anyways, I'm gonna get prepared to get my clothes all set up and take a shower around 10:30 and vacuum up this living room, which I already did vacuum up in the kitchen. And I'll be back with you in a few hours. And then I'll talk about what the next plan is going to be after when I get done cleaned up. Anyways, happy 21st Killdozer anniversary. Thank y'all for watching.